Hello and welcome to the News Cache for your daily gaming news roundup with myself and Marta. Today is the 14th of June and I have some few bits of news for you today, as we have Far Cry 4 co-op, how it works, the lack of Suspend Resume features on the PlayStation 4, the next title coming from Spec Ops The Line developer Yager, and Ubisoft on the future of Beyond Good and Evil and Prince of Persia. So naturally we're starting with Far Cry 4. Now even if you weren't watching E3, you've probably heard the news by now, as it's pretty much everywhere, as of course you can actually play the Far Cry 4 co-op even if you don't own the game, which is really awesome. Now obviously some people have been wondering how exactly this works, and Ubisoft, being their helpful selves, have detailed exactly that. Now as you might expect, you have to download a client and basically be a separate app which will allow you to be invited into your friends' Far Cry 4 games. Now it'll be a rather large app, as it will contain all of the game's content, of course, minus the story-based missions, which are of course only available in the single player, which you will need the full title to actually access. Now, the technical director, who goes by the name of Cedric Dessel, did say to Eurogamer that Ubisoft is tweaking co-op play to be more difficult than when playing alone, so they are upscaling it a little bit, which is always good. Now, they are still experimenting with what this will affect exactly. It could be your HP, damage received, enemy AI, or a number of factors that are currently being tested. So they haven't exactly decided how they're going to make it more difficult, just that they are going to be doing so. And furthermore, the second co-op player is Far Cry 3's Herc, making it the first time that a single character has appeared in 2 Far Cry games. So there you go, a few details regarding it, nothing really surprising here. It's pretty simple to me on how it works, but it's still nice that Ubisoft has taken the time to clarify. Now next up we have the PlayStation 4 and Suspend Resume. Now, as you probably know, one of the features that was promised for the PlayStation 4 even before launch was the Suspend Resume function, which will basically let you pick up your game from exactly where you left off, even days later. Now, obviously, this feature was delayed, and now 8 months down the line is not available still, and there's not even a projected date as to when it will be finally available. Now, Yoshida did recently speak out on why this is in a recent interview, saying, quote, "The development team that handles the system software is the most disappointed by the fact that it hasn't been implemented yet, and so we keep developing it, doing our best. It's a fact that we haven't done yet what we hope to achieve, but continue to develop while thinking we can do this, even if we're not able to announce when it will be released. We have a list of features in development and the priorities we aim to achieve at each step of the development process, and so we will continue to gradually offer software updates as soon as we can." Now, of course, the Xbox One has had a Suspend Resume feature since launch, and Nintendo managed to get a similar feature called Quick Launch onto the Wii U. So Sony is definitely lagging behind in the Suspend Resume race. Now, I understand that Sony have a lot on their plate. Of course, they have a console to look after and all the bugs and issues that come with it. So it's kind of understandable that it's been delayed, but it's worrying that we don't even have a projected release, and of course it was promised way before launch, so it just makes me wonder what was so difficult about this particular feature. But I suppose we'll never know. Maybe when it's actually released they'll say, oh, you know, this is why it was delayed so long, we had this problem, then this problem, then this problem. That'll probably happen, but unfortunately for the moment we have no idea. So next up is, as I said, the next game from Spec Ops The Line developer Yager, and it's going by the name of Dreadnought, and will be a free-to-play game which is being touted as an aerial armada action game. Now, this project will be more familiar to fans of their first game, which was a flight combat sim that was the name of the studio, called Yager, and is being developed in collaboration with Greybox, who are a publisher. And they said, quote, "Dreadnought harkens back to the PC space combat game we developed when we first started out." And this came from the art director Matthias Wise. And he said, quote, "In the years since, we've been developing and testing some incredible ideas that now come perfectly together in Dreadnought." Now, rather than piloting fighter craft, Dreadnought will actually let you take control of massive futuristic battleships, and they must plot out their conquest of multiplayer battlefields while managing ship subsystems affected by customizable armaments, gear, and of course your crew. Now, Yager is planning to open up the game, which is powered by the Unreal Engine 4, for public testing in early 2015, which probably means we can see a mid to late 2015 release, but of course that's purely speculation. Now they have released a trailer as well, so if you're curious about this game, as you should be, as it sounds awesome, I suggest you check it out. I think this could be awesome. Often these space exploration games or space action games that are based around, obviously, flying around space, often have you at the helm of lighter pilot craft and fighters and things like that. So an interesting change of pace to go to a massive warship that's obviously going to be quite lumbering but also very powerful. And finally, we're going to finish up with some more comments from Ubisoft regarding Beyond Good and Evil and Prince of Persia, as they are planning to work more on both those franchises, according to the CEO Yves Guillemot. Now, of course, neither of these franchises were even mentioned at E3, but basically they're saying they could take some time. But Yves said, quote, "We are not going to stop those properties. We are going to work on them. The teams are really looking at what we can come up with. I think you will really like what you see in the future. It could take some time to make sure we are really delivering what we want." So basically, they don't know when it's going to be, but they haven't given up on the franchise. We will see new Beyond Good and Evil. We will see new Prince of Persia eventually. I just hope Prince of Persia is better than the so-named title on the Xbox. That was pretty terrible. To be fair, I haven't played Forgotten Sands, but the self-titled one on Xbox was just no. So let's hope it's a bit of a return to form when it finally comes back, and hopefully Beyond Good and Evil doesn't disappoint after so long off the screen. You know, we all know what happened with Duke Nukem Forever, all the hype and all that, it just kind of fell flat on its face. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Beyond Good and Evil, as of course it is an awesome game that doesn't deserve that. Anyway guys, that is me done for this newscast. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.